really don't have all that many theme songs that are easily recognizable anymore.
That's one of the only, right?
Yeah,
we
John
said
Williams,
we said
Danny Elfman.
we said recent times,
That's
but
really it.
that was like 30 years ago that movie came
Well,
out.
but they keep reusing it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Like, and we all know Star Wars. I mean, let's face it, it's just John Williams at this point with like new
Yeah.
stuff. Like even new Elfman themes were like, wait, that was Elfman?
Yeah, but Star Trek still holds.
Yeah.
I would say that.
I feel like Harry Potter might be the last one.
Yeah, but that's John Williams too, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
But like you get to the Avengers and you like, if somebody said hum the Avengers tune, you couldn't do it.
Yeah, Marvel.
But if you heard it, you go like, oh yeah.
Because they like low key like thread it through everything.
Marvel has yet to get that iconic theme. I'm like, this is something y'all should work on. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Marvel because we do that all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Universal.
They don't have any dinosaurs yet.
Universal, like the company that put out the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World films. I mean, I know Martin and I just saw Jurassic World Dominion, which I actually was kind of surprised that it's the lowest Rotten Tomatoes score, because for me, I was like, this is...
Of the Jurassic World movies, it's the best one.
Easily the best one. Which isn't to say it's a good movie.
No, it's not even good. It's a very low bar to clear.
I feel like you get exactly what you know you're going to get when you walk into a new Jurassic World movie. Like
I can only think it's the lowest score because they've let so many more critics be on Rotten Tomatoes.
Spielberg commented on this the other day, not that specific aspect, but he said the original Jurassic Park was totally episodic. This one is clearly a trilogy that builds this, and the story leads to this. And this is the first one. The third one is like, okay, like only the last 20 minutes of the previous one were like, to be continued.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, this is the to be continued. And what if dinosaurs are everywhere? And it's like, isn't this what you said was going to happen in the first one? Okay, whatever. Anyway, the point is, this week's episode is about dinosaurs.
Because you people love dinosaurs.
Who doesn't love dinosaurs?
Me!
You don't love dinosaurs?
How do you not love dinosaurs? You didn't go through that phase as a child where you're like, dinosaurs
I'm sorry.
So
the translation of Tyrannosaurus Rex is what? The terrible lizard.
There
is no reason to love these monsters.
I know.
Bring them back.
I will pack bond with anything.
I know for a fact.
Anything. Just so we're clear, this is how I die.
I know for a fact you love Land of the Lost. So I'm just saying.
I think that is an alternative fact.
Is it?
Because I don't love Land of the Lost.
But you liked it.
I watched as a kid, but even then I was like, this is crap. But it's 11 o'clock and no other cartoons are on, so I'm still watching it.
But I'm 9, so...
It got better. It wasn't just like, the family versus dinosaurs when it was like, and also Twin Peaks.
It became like, oh wait, the police stats, and we're going back in time, and what is happening now?
All right, so we've been going for a while before we introduce ourselves.
Sorry.
I'm Chris Cox from oneofus.net, and joining me are...
I am Danny Danger from Screen Fanatic.
And I'm Martin Thomas, who you probably see the most times on Double Toasted.
Indeed. So we got the challenge because Jurassic World was the new Jurassic World was out. What are we gonna? We got to do dinosaurs, right?
Sure.
And I was like, oh,
I insisted. For this episode, I will be known only as Danny Dinosaur. Just so we're clear, because I insist. This was my pick.
But
it was your pick.
I was like, this has got to be easy, right? I was just like, there's good billion dinosaur movies I love. As it turns out, no.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's a billion dinosaur movies. It's just not a billion that you love.
There's a lot of them that are real bad. There was like a big dinosaur boom after Jurassic Park.
Yes.
And so you've got like late 80s, early 90s. Just like bad dinosaur movies. Yeah. Some that are good bad and some that are just bad.
Yeah, like something like 175 Land Before Time films,
Yeah.
It's just, it goes on and on because there is something...
Well, granted, the Land Before Time was for billions of years.
I will say though, the fascinating thing, and I think the first Jurassic Park really brought this back into common knowledge, but like, when you look at a history of dinosaurs in cinema, it is a really great history of use of animatronics and use of effects and things like that. So you go back into like the 1930s King Kong and you look at that dinosaur fight, and I learned so much in this week in researching old dinosaur movies about the history of stop motion animation. I learned who
Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah, exactly.
And whoever, I forget the guy who predated him, who did the original.
Yeah, his mentor.
Yeah, I forget his name.
I can't remember his name
At
either.
the time when that original King Kong, the black and white King Kong came out, audiences were devastated by the effects. They were like, I've never seen anything this.
I'll be totally honest with you. I'm still like going back and watching a lot of these old dinosaur movies. I watched the Harryhausen's last dinosaur movie.
Was it The Lost World?
No, it wasn't The Lost World. It was House of Goanji.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Something like
I think
that.
that's-
Valley of the Gods.
Valley.
Yes,
Valley
yes,
of
there we
Gods.
go.
Yeah.
And just like, and the movie is like, but the effects are very cool when you think
Yes.
about the fact that like someone is building. Every movement that you see is a different figure.
A computer,
Without
yes.
a computer, and like that is still, you can absolutely see it and really appreciate it.
But all that being said, when Jurassic Park originally came out, it had a similar effect of the original King Kong that I remember seeing it and going, we've never seen effects like this before.
Oh, yeah,
this
it's
was like
groundbreaking.
one of the first major uses of CG for this sort of thing.
Absolutely.
And it was a big step forward in that. And I remember that. Remember Sam Neill, the car stopped, the Jeep stops,
Yes.
and he gets up out of the Jeep, takes his hat off, and looks at the Brontosaurus. So I guess it's something else now. It's not even the Brontosaurus anymore. But like, and that sense of awe, like I'm getting chills up my spine just thinking about that.
It was that they pulled it off with the effects, but also the way Spielberg filmed it.
Yeah.
To give you that sense of awe. It was the perfect kind of slow down and watch this.
Yeah.
It didn't feel corny.
They had to remind you that you love dinosaurs before they remind you, oh yeah, this would be terrible.
Yes.
Don't do this.
Yeah, absolutely. The majesty and the terror of it is really what it comes down to. And it's ironic to me that like, you know, dinosaurs are this like really prehistoric, ye olden obsession that we have as a society. But when you think about like dinosaurs in media, they've always been on the cutting edge of what's new and what's next for CG and design and animation.
You're right.
Because like looking at, you know, Prehistoric Planet right now, which is absolutely amazing.
People are raving about it.
It's so good. It's absolutely beautiful. Of course, like David Attenborough could just narrate my life. I love him. I love that man. But like
the Attenboroughs and their dinosaurs.
The Danni Danger used to hang out in the Pleistocene era in the swamps, where there she would totally berate the male Danni Danger.
Yeah, I feel like we said the wrong thing. You're just gonna have this fan pull out from your neck and
the Danni Danger can switch genders at will.
Well, that's
Based on
only
survival needs.
only because they put a DNA from a modern lizard that does that.
A frog.
Yeah, a frog. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny.
Oh,
when,
yeah,
when I
yeah.
saw the original Jurassic Park and they talked about using frog DNA, I knew that.
Yeah.
So I was just like, no, you can't do that. And when it happened, I was like, wait a minute. I'm just a guy in a theater. How do I know this and you scientists don't know
So
that?
weirdly, dinosaur knowledge.
He has such a shit rap for that role.
Weirdly, dinosaur knowledge in the real world has advanced rather quickly in the last 10 or 15 years with a lot of stuff, including that most dinosaurs had feathers.
Yeah.
You know, which is like another reason I hate birds. But anyway, sorry.
Birds suck.
Oh my god, you guys are no fun at all. You don't like dinosaurs. You
No,
don't
I
like
love
birds.
dinosaurs.
I am not taking you on my camping trip. You are not
But
allowed
not
to
liking
go.
dinosaurs and not liking birds is the same thing.
No, yes.
But I can have both.
And
I
they're
love
both amazing.
dinosaurs because I don't have to deal with them personally. They're not going to shit on my car.
No. We watched the Lost World, Jurassic Park 2 recently, and you got those little compies that like swarm over this girl and then later kill Peter Stormare. But that whole thing with that girl where she's feeding some and they all swarm her, I was like, that exact thing happened to me at Galveston on the pier with seagulls, where I tried to feed a couple of them and then they came all over me and I had to throw it
Regret.
and just run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Run for my
that's what
life.
happens with your if you feed the grackles here in Austin.
And if you've ever
It's like,
been
don't do
near
it.
an emu, that's a dinosaur.
That's a T-Rex.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so we
Sorry.
picked our favorite dinosaur-related stuff that we're going to talk about. I mean, honestly, we spent hours just talking about the Jurassic Park / World series and all the things about it, but we're not going to. Sorry. We're going to talk about other stuff with dinosaurs, and Danny is going to start us off.
All right, so I went full like spoof silly B film for my two favorites. The first one that I really want to talk about in all earnestness is a cinematic masterpiece that was probably made for like $7 and a favor, is Velocipaster. You
Yay!
can stream it now on Amazon Prime. It's so good. It's
You
so good.
mentioned this earlier, and I am still trying to wrap my head around the concept of
Let's
it.
be clear, in case you didn't hear, Velocipaster. So, yeah. Why don't you describe the plot for people who have
Okay.
no idea?
Okay, so it's a very devout Catholic priest experiences some trauma when his parents are killed in an explosion. Very dramatic explosion.
Okay.
And so he goes traveling to sort of gain some knowledge about the world, and while in China, he is cursed with an ancient curse of a dragon or lizard or something that is kind of like a dinosaur, but they don't really address it. So when he gets back, he saves a sex worker, and the two of them form a relationship where she kind of helps him get control of his powers and his anger and his rage, and helps him point his Velocipaster powers at the right person.
You just made all this up in your workshop.
I did not. I didn't make it up. I wish I had.
Did.
I want to be friends with the person who did. I want to be friends with everybody who is in this. So this is like a big thing for me. It is so easy to make these kinds of movies and just treat the characters themselves as throwaway and silly. And you actually really love the characters in this movie. Like the pastor is great. He's got some really good perspective. You know, there's a couple conversations that you're like, oh, this seems a little too on the nose for something so absolutely silly. What's going on here? The soundtrack is actually really good. There's some mid-90s garage rock that's happening that's actually pretty good. The role of the sex worker I really enjoyed, because usually, almost always in movies, sex workers are always just used for fodder, and in this case it's like more thought out. It's like, this is a person who is like trying to pay off her education, legit reason people get into sex work, and is also like really, pretty smart, like a very emotionally intelligent, who like helps this very stifled religious person out of this scenario. Even all of this is making it sound more serious than it actually is.
It's a movie that's like one of those, your Sharknadoes, except better than most of those.
You are clearly, I think there's a thin line between making a ridiculous movie where like I, as a viewer, can tell that you had fun making it, and I can tell that you had fun making it, and I'm having fun watching it. And that's the ideal spot you want to hit.
We didn't get to the key that he turns into a velociraptor.
Yes, he turns into a velociraptor. Which is, as far as dino accuracy goes, like if you're just looking at the picture of this dude in a dinosaur suit, this is not a velocirapter. It is clearly, the suit isn't even a velociraptor suit. Like,
it's just
there are
ninjas on any given day.
Yes. There are ninjas. Like, it's so...
Yeah, they're ninjas.
It's a really great way to spend 90 minutes, you guys.
I was kind of with you till you mentioned the ninjas.
Yeah, no, it's, it is what it is. I know everybody hates that term.
It's better than it is. It's better than it is.
I got forced into this is what we're watching movie night at somebody else's house. It's like, oh no, I don't want to watch this shit.
I love
and then
that.
I was like, this was genuinely fun. Oh my god, this is like 1 in a million when those type movies are actually well worth watching. But, that being said, don't sit and watch this by yourself. Like, this is a...
I watched it by myself, I was fine!
The exception.
Like you have to do it with your buddy, the six-pack.
Yeah.
Just me and my dog.
Martin, what about you?
So we said we weren't going to reference the Jurassic World movies.
Yeah, well, not specifically.
But I am, because...
but
I'm Martin and I do whatever I want.
Well, the funny thing is, my pick is Camp Cretaceous.
Yeah.
Jurassic World.
Everybody, we reviewed it on one of us, and they loved it. And I was like, really?
It is one of those things where you go, okay, one, Jurassic World and its sequels have been terrible.
Yeah.
So why would I go to Netflix to watch an animated version with teenagers? Surprisingly, it's way better written than all of those other Jurassic World movies.
That doesn't surprise me.
I know. It's a low bar.
I genuinely think that the best part of the first Jurassic movie is like the dinosaurs and the kids. Like, there should have been more kids. That's the only comment I have for the Jurassic World
I feel
series.
like so often they make the kids annoying, but here you have these kids, and it's 7 kids who've come to like a summer camp at Jurassic World, and they've all come for different reasons. And your main character is a kid who, him and his dad were always like, we're going to go do this. And his dad dies of cancer before he can go. But he's a complete Matt Frank level dinosaur enthusiast who knows everything all about him. And you got one girl, she's an Instagrammer, and another one who's Olympic hopeful. And it's several kids for different reasons. And they're there, and things in the park start going wrong. Like rides shutting down and putting them in danger. As they do, because for whatever reason, they spend a lot of money putting these Jurassic Parks together, and not a lot on maintenance or making sure everything is safe.
Yeah.
Which is probably why they do it in Costa
It
Rica.
seems to be endemic to rich gajillionaires who are like, I'm going to host dinosaurs. And I think they're always like, we have zero security protocol.
Oh, yeah. No, even with the first Jurassic World, I was like, all right, you're doing this in Costa Rica. This will cost a family of 4 about $10,000.
I thought you were just going to say it would cost a family of 4.
That too. But you also...
I was like, well, when you're talking about
This
Jurassic, that seems pretty low.
But your dinosaur can turn invisible. Wait, we can't see. Did he disappear? Let's send like humans and into the pen and see what happens.
Well, let's have
He disappears.
Let's have an aviary of pterodons and pterodactyls that can only fly around and kill people, and we can't bring anybody here to look at them. It makes no sense. But things go wrong with this park. But also, as it goes on, the kids at first don't really get along with each other, but they have to bond together because the park is broken down.
It's like the Breakfast Club with dinosaurs.
It is. And they're being constantly chased by these dinosaurs. And unlike so many of the Jurassic World movies, especially the most recent one, where you go like, these people don't really have a sense of self-preservation because they aren't constantly on alert, even though they're in a place surrounded by apex predators. The kids are, and they're in constant danger, and they get hurt. And you kind of, you think at first you're like, I'm not even going to pay attention to this, and then you're on the edge. And the first season ends with all the adults packing up and leaving them there.
Oh, jeez. That's par for the course with Jurassic World, where they were like, oh yeah, that's right, there are kids that we sent out without any sort of like rules or adults to just drive bubbles through dinosaur-infested lands.
I've always found that really strange, though, that like the new Jurassic World movies didn't feature any kids, because that's who you're really...
The first one does.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just not...
I'm on the opposite
not
side
enough
of you.
children.
I'm on the opposite
The next
side.
two focus
I'm like,
on the one kid, and you just kind of hate her most of the time.
I'm on the opposite side. I'm like, no kids in Jurassic Park movies. Who brings kids to a park that always breaks down and people get eaten? No, stop it.
Goes to that park by themselves.
What adults go to see dinosaurs?
That's how you die.
You go because your kids won't shut up about it.
Oh, I want to die.
I was gonna say, so far Martin is the only person who's gonna survive this experience. Martin's like, fuck no, I'm out.
We're not doing that.
You're dumb, I'm out.
Martin's like, this was technically a horror movie. I know what happens to black people in horror movies, so I'm out. I'm not doing that at all. Well, I'm going to cheat from you and also do something, a sideline. Okay. I'm not talking about the movies of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. And I'm not even talking about a movie, a TV show, or comic book. I'm talking about the Velocicoaster at Universal Parks. My God, is it amazing! Holy crap! Like, for the longest time, Universal Studios only had like a really, really crappy Jurassic Park ride. It was like one of those sort of water rides.
Wow.
Dark water ride.
Had bread and butter.
It sucked. It was so bad. And then they're like, we're revamping it. We're doing a whole new area of the park that's like Jurassic Park themed, which of course you would, right? Yeah. Why wouldn't you? And then they revamped it. And it
either
was just
Jurassic Park or Fast and the Furious.
Don't even get me started on their Fast and the Furious ride. It's so terrible. But it's the worst. It's like one of the worst rides I've ever been on.
Oh my God.
It's so bad. But so the original one, which it's basically still the same ride. It's like cheap animatronic dinosaur. Okay. But they built a coaster, and I'm a coaster guy. Holy crap! That scared me like I got a white streak. Like Heather Langenkamp in Nightmare on Elm Street. It was like, oh my God.
Wow, deep cut.
It was very, very scary and well done. Like, I love coasters, and it's the best one you can go to in Florida right now, in my opinion. It's fast. It is, has little tricks in it. There's points where, animatronic velociraptors like jump in front of the track and stuff like,
Yeah.
It's so great, but in general, they've kind of redesigned the whole area where you get that Jurassic Park feel. It's a massive upgrade, and they promise more stuff is on the way. I find dinosaurs, I'm both fascinated and absolutely terrified by them, which is, I guess, the appeal. Mm-hmm. Also, as a horror guy. I wish they would do more of a straight, you're like more kids. I'm like, no, straight up horror is where I want to see it go.
Well, I want to see Camp Cretaceous. It goes more to the horror.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, for the animated one, I wouldn't expect that. But yeah, I'm all about that because, you should be scared. These are velociraptors. I mean, it's part of the problem in the last two Jurassic Worlds. Oh, this velociraptor's nice, though. I'm like, no, what are you doing? They should always
You
be
imagine you went
mysterious.
to a park that was nothing but tigers that weren't caged.
Yeah, exactly. Danny, what is your next choice?
All
That
right.
was a neat diabolical laugh.
I'm very tickled by my choices. Okay, so my next one is another also very bad movie. In the early 90s, I would say that a lot of questionable choices were made in reference to both dinosaur movies and Denise Richards' career. So I'm going to go with Tammy and the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Which you can stream on Shudder
I thought
right
you were
now.
going to say Wild Things.
No dinosaurs in that movie.
And Matt Damon and Kevin Bacon are both in that, so I think they count.
No, it's not Matt Damon. It's
Not Matt Damon. Matt.
the other guy.
Dylan.
Yes, that
Thank
one.
you.
Yeah.
Sounds like Damon.
Yeah, that guy. But yeah, so Tammy and the T-Rex, if you've never heard of it, because I had not before I started my dinosaur movie research. It is a beautiful love story about a teenage girl who is harassed by, of course this is very early 90s because there's just a random gang of all white dudes who dress like punks with bad haircuts. And this dude just decides that he is Tammy's boyfriend. And so he harasses her all the time and her family. He just rolls up into their house at one point. It's great. It's so whoever wrote this lives in Beverly Hills and has no idea how crime actually works situation, which is super cute. She has a boyfriend who is played by the great Paul Walker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Paul Walker plays the
Paul Walker plays the boyfriend.
Paul Walker is the new kid in town.
He's so young. He's so young.
It's maybe his first role.
I had no idea.
He's a baby. Both him and Denise Richards.
Yeah. So I assume he hadn't caught up to acting ability at that point yet either.
It's the
He's fine.
exact
He's
same
fine.
character he played in that Meet the Deedles or whatever that Disney movie, that Disney TV movie where he's a real surfer dude. He's just very
I'd say he's
whoa.
fine. He's fine for what Tammy and the T-Rex.
Yes, he's great. In
But
Tammy
I've
and the
never
T-Rex.
seen it. So what is the plot?
So Tammy and the T-Rex. So this dude is harassing this girl. She's dating this new guy who is Paul Walker, and when the two guys get into a fight, there's a weird fascination with crotch grabbing in this movie.
Yes!
It's so strange.
Yes, no, we play that clip over and over.
It's so weird. They're just obsessed with each other's dicks. I don't know. But anyway, I digress. But so Paul Walker's character is injured very heavily, and some just random mad scientist doctors who happen to be hopping around, working on an animatronic. Working on an animatronic T-Rex. Take his brain and transplant it into this animatronic T-Rex.
Oh, I did not know any of that.
And
so it's not.
So this is a battle of
real
revenge.
dinosaur.
No, it is not technically a real dinosaur. They didn't even go that far. They were fuck it. It's a robot. It's a robot dinosaur. And we're just gonna put the human brain in. And that works because science.
I still remember the stories that were coming out in interviews from the original Jurassic Park set with the T-Rex. They had a full-size animatronic T-Rex.
Right. It was so heavy that he just built sets around it.
Yeah.
He couldn't move it.
And I remember stories from actors going there were practical jokes where an actor would be there and they'd the control and have him go and bleed down and they were shit their pants.
Well,
that's terrifying.
this T-Rex is not nearly that good.
Not that good, not that big. But there are a lot of another really great thing about this movie is that everyone involved in this movie is very committed to how terrible it is. Everyone knows that it's a joke. Everyone knows it's goofy. Legend has it that it was only made because the director just found a T-Rex suit that wasn't being used and was this seems really funny. Let's just do this in a weekend.
Write a script around what I have.
Yeah.
And it's got a really disturbing ending.
It does.
Really?
I mean, definitely fucks that T-Rex too.
Yeah, I don't know if I guess I should say spoiler alert.
It's weird.
But
she has sex with Matt Dillon, so that's 6 1/2 dozen.
He doesn't get back to his body.
Okay.
He remains a brain floating in
Hopefully
the water.
Hopefully the arms aren't the only tiny things on his new anatomy.
Well, it's just one of those things. Yeah, the climax where he stays a brain floating in a jar, and as remaining his girlfriend, she puts on lingerie and dances for him to turn him on, and that's kind of how it ends. Like, that's his life from now
Why
on.
is there no sequel?
One of the other things I really love about this movie is really sassy gay best friend.
Oh yeah,
Who is way before his time. Like, is definitely.
Did you? Because we were laughing. We were like, "Oh, not this trope again." But,
You
but
know-
the guy was hilarious because he was also in Vanilla Ice's Cool as Ice as part of his crew.
Look, and it is a tired trope at the same time when someone's really great at being a sassy gay best friend. We just love them.
I think there's a difference though, because like the one thing that I really appreciated about the sassy gay trope in this particular movie is that in that time the sassy gay was definitely there to validate the credit, like the credibility of whoever he was friends with, right?
Okay.
Like he didn't influence the plot. He wasn't really a part of it. He was just an accessory. And this guy is actually like a part of the plot. He like is involved in all of the shenanigans. Like, for all the ways that this movie is such a good, stupid time. If you smoke a lot of weed,
it is.
if you just want to turn your brain
I
off.
endorse it because Chris, I'm kind of like you. When other people are like, "Oh, let's get together and watch this bad movie," I'm like, I got shit to do. Let me go watch something good while you guys do that.
Exactly.
But Tammy and the T-Rex, and the version I saw was Tammy and the T-Rex, which sounds like a bootleg, but it's actually the R-rated version, and it's better than the other one.
Don't watch the PG. There's nothing about this movie that's good in PG-13.
The R-rated version is available on Shudder.
Yes.
If you have that as a streaming service, they have that on there.
And you should have that as a streaming service.
I'm gonna watch it
love
eventually, but I haven't watched it yet. Anyway, Martin, what is your pick?
Just saying. I endorse.
You're endorsing it.
And when I first said it, he was like,
Doctor, do you concur?
Yes, I do. For my second choice, I picked the mini series, the graphic novel. What's a graphic? It is an omnibus graphic novel, but at the time it was two limited series from Dark Horse Comics called Age of Reptiles. It was by Ricardo Delgado, written and drawn by him. And the first one is Tribal Hunt, and Tribal War, and the second one is The Hunt. But it is a tale of dinosaurs, kind of like what they're doing now. What's the new dinosaur thing that's on television? You were just
Prehistoric Earth.
Okay, so it's very similar to that in that beautiful drawings, completely silent. No dialogue, of course, but no captions either. And you just follow this pack of dinosaurs as they travel in their prehistoric world, the Mesozoic era.
So
going from
there's no dialogue.
No dialogue at all.
So it's kind of like Primal.
Yeah, kind of like
the
that.
Animated series.
Yeah, like the animated series Primal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you follow them through a big tribal war, and then another was for a hunt. But it's available on Amazon because I bought them when they were coming out in single issues. And then you could find the two collections, but you could get it as one big book on Amazon. And it came out in the mid to late 90s, but it's fantastic.
That reminds me of the graphic novel series, I think it's called Love, that they did. And it was just absolutely beautiful art, and they would just choose an animal and go through all of that animal, like trying to the daily life and all about the animal.
Oh, okay.
That also came out, I would say, probably about 10 years ago.
Okay.
So that's definitely, I love, like, dinosaurs in comics. Dinosaurs have, like, a huge place in comics that we haven't even really touched on.
It was something that was, I wouldn't say it was an answer to Jurassic Park. It was probably like, okay, people are into dinosaurs, and
we've been waiting. This is our time.
He was already, but it was more of a, hey, let me not do something so sensational, but still show the day to day, and it's still very exciting. And the art is gorgeous. Ricardo Delgado is the writer and artist of it.
Yeah.
There are so many dinosaur movies that I watched that I was like, this would be really great on mute. Like, they're really where there's some of them that are just terribly written. Walk with Dinosaurs was one of the
Walking
movies.
with Dinosaurs?
Yes,
The Discovery Channel miniseries?
No, that's great.
Oh, okay.
But there was also a movie that came out that is just so badly written. It's got like Justin Long and and it's just not well written. But it's so
does it have
beautiful.
the dinosaurs talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you I really wish that somebody would give it the Pink Floyd Dorothy treatment, where they're like, we're gonna find a song that matches up with this movie perfectly, and we're just not gonna listen to.
A tornado.
No, the dark side of the rainbow.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I wish somebody would find like a song that fits with that movie.
I said Walking with Dinosaurs is a mistake. I thought that was she was talking about. But if you've seen Walking with Dinosaurs, the Discovery Channel, which inspired I think 8 later series, and I think Dinotopia was one of them as well.
yeah.
Like they're all great.
Yeah, it was originally BBC, wasn't it?
Yes, and they were a massive upgrade in CG interacting with real environments. They're gorgeous. But the reason I bring this up is not because the final pick of the show is going to be that for me. It's that the guy who created all Walking with Dinosaurs, like literally like the master, figured out how to do this and make it look so beautiful. Created a show for the BBC called Primeval that is freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
It's this wonderful little show where the idea is time holes start appearing just randomly around the world.
I thought that was called Doctor Who.
It was very Doctor Who, but like
Hooey.
but they're like like little wormholes, but like on the ground, and stuff comes through it. And this is a team of like badasses. Their job is to like, oh, there's a wormhole here. We have to go and make sure nothing came through. And like 75% of the time, it's dinosaurs that come through, and they're like, oh, now we have to like. And they do a lot of like, well, education. We'll learn about this dinosaur. What is it? Like Doctor Who did traditionally back in the day.
Yes.
But still, like, okay, now we have to figure out how to either kill it or send it back to the hole. But they also had a neat trick that they're wormholes, so it could be deep in the future. So sometimes they would get like monsters from like 1 billion years in the future that would come through. Really insanely fun show. Now there is a Canadian spin-off / reboot that you should avoid. That's really terrible.
Oh no!
But it really was. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. They had 5 seasons of Primeval that were so good, and then they're like, oh, they're bringing it back. It's Canada. It's not really BBC. Whatever. It's Primeval.
they spell color with a U, so it's fun.
It's not as good, right? I don't know it was all good, but like, it's not as good. Skip that. Watch the original. It's really cool, and it has that level of dinosaur effects.
Okay.
We're Walking with Dinosaurs level where you're like, these look fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they use that same tech for like the future monsters as well. You're like, wow, these effects are much better than anything on television at the time.
Yeah. Well, and that's like the case with the 2000 movie Dinosaur, where like it really kind of fizzled in theaters, where it's like. But when you go back and you look at the CG, especially of the like it holds up till now, and the CG is just so incredibly good, especially for the time.
Yeah.
Like it really got looked over.
Okay.
But we are way over time, so I'm gonna end this. And plus, it's been years since I've watched Primeval, so my experience of like being able to talk about it at length.
I watched that. It was awful.
It's been 48 hours since I watched Tammy and the T-Rex.
But no bonus episode this week because, quite frankly, the only other thing I had on my list was the Meg, and even that, I'm not really that big a fan of the Meg.
It's so hot. We're going through our own global warming
like, how did you guys not bring up Dinosaurs, the TV show?
Because
but I just did.
It's so good.
Spoiler: they all die at the end.
Oh, but it's so good.
But thank you, everybody. Please subscribe,
and write to us.
Let us know what you want to see us talk about, because we're always into that, especially if there's something coming up new in the theaters, on television that everybody's excited about. You're like, oh, tell us about other things like that you like. We want to hear about that. We want to hear your own versions. We're willing to read
we will enlighten you.
Yeah. Free opinions right here. Come and get your free opinions.
You've always been good about that. I use the word
I have a very specific set of skills.
Yeah. But I'm Chris Cox and OneOfUs.net, where for previous episodes you can see all those bonus videos, which there are a lot, and we'll have more coming up soon. But you have to be a subscriber at the brown coat level above. It's only $5 a month, and you're supporting this show as well by doing that. Because if you're not giving your subscriptions, I can't afford to do this show. So.
I'm Danni Danger. I'm from Screen Fanatic, and you can read an article I just wrote this week about my favorite dinosaur movies, which included all the ones I talked about, plus a couple more.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. And I'm Martin Thomas, and you'll see me on Double Toasted if you check that out.
Yeah, if you feel so inclined, and you should feel so inclined.
Yeah.
Also, reviews of the new Jurassic World movie are up on OneOfUs.net, on Bell of Lost Souls, and on Double Toasted. So you can see very funny, fun reviews of this film from 3 different perspectives. And, well, why not do that? But in the meantime, I think we should all go out with a, can we do roar? Should we roar?
Yeah, okay.
Can we roar?
All right, we'll try.
Are you all right?
All right.
All right, I'll do the music, y'all roar. Okay? I'll be
Okay.
like,
Oh, really? No, you said the roar.
I gotta roar.